Well, it seems as our hopes and our dreams have been answered. I ain't talking about Matt Eberflus being fired. I'm talking about Jerry moving different. That's how you do it, Mr. Jones. You don't sit and wait around. You don't take no 10 to 12 days to figure it out. We know what this is. What you taking that long for? Breaking news. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys have just fired Matthew Eberflus. Good luck, Mr. Eberflus. Hope everything goes well for you. But Jerry gotta move just like this. And it seems to me there's a shift in the atmosphere. Y'all feel that? Jerry moving different. Y'all don't see that? I know this is a small sample size, but it's a hell of a sample size. Man, I needed this to happen. I needed this to happen as soon as it happened. Now we open. All the top defensive coordinators, they are all in play. That's all I wanted Jerry to do from day one. See, when we fired Jason Garrett, look how long it took him to fire Jason Garrett. Look how long it took him to fire Mike McCarthy. All the other coaches have accepted jobs by the time we got around to getting rid of the coach we didn't want. But not this time. Y'all come on and have a seat. What's happening, family? I am Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports. Man, we finally got the news we've been waiting for. Matthew Eberflus is gone. He is fired from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna get on 105.3 The Fan and let these guys tell you a little bit more about it. It's a great day. It's a great day to be a Cowboy. Y'all listen up.
We have breaking news. Hopefully that is why you Tolo. You know we're going to have it in the moment and before anybody else in terms of the coverage on the home of the Cowboys. I'm Sean Sharif alongside RJ Choppy, Cowboys insider Bobby Belt. Bobby texted us at about 10 p.m. last night saying Eberflus is going to happen this week, and then we get to the replacements next week. So much for 10 to 12 days because as Daryl Moose Johnston was on the show last segment advocating for the return of Matt Eberflus, Adam Schefter sends out the news: Eberflus has been fired.
I would like to say I'm not surprised, but I actually am surprised that they did it this fast. And that they actually decided to actually do this. Because I thought for sure they were going to, something was going to keep them. It was in the back of my head. It was right there. It was like they're going to find a way to talk themselves into keeping him. Nothing is ever easy with this franchise. And maybe this is, like you had mentioned that Broadus talked about, a signaling of a difference with Jerry this offseason.
Yeah.
That, they actually did the right thing on time. And, that's good for the Cowboys. They get to move on. They get to be at the early part of the D.C., interview process. And, look, it's good for Eberflus. He gets to move on with his life. If he wants to find another job, he can go find another job. Someone, God willing, will hire him. He'll be a linebackers coach or something like that. But, he can at least get back in the hiring process. That's a good thing to do. You want to do that the right way. Nothing bad. Nothing bad happened 15 minutes ago. That was a good thing all around.
Thank God they didn't listen to Moose Johnson. My gosh. I didn't see the segment he went there capping for Eberflus. What the hell was he talking about? I don't even want to see it, but I get pissed off. What the hell could Moose Johnson have to say about Matt Eberflus, that he had bad players? That wasn't just it. Look at the players at Minnesota. You name me a star over there in Minnesota for the Minnesota Vikings. It wasn't the players, it was the coach. He probably had the same, I ain't gonna say level of players. We had some players who wasn't great this season. They wasn't good at all. right? But that's part of it now. I ain't going to put it all on Eberflus' defense in his coaching. He had some players. It was a lack of talent in the Cowboys. But I'm pretty sure around the league, there's a lack of talent with the defense. Around the league, it's like that. But the Cowboys were 31 against almost in all the categories. Look at what happened as far as the franchise record. The level of talent that we had was that bad. We signed Quentin Williams. We got Osa, right? We got DeRon Bland. We got all these $100 million people on our roster. But I'm pretty sure some teams had worse rosters, and it didn't look like that. So I don't know what the hell Moose Johnson talking about. Let's get back to 105.3.
Bobby, your reaction, and then we reset where it all went wrong for Eberflus throughout the season.
Yeah, I think 10 to 12 days, that line that everybody seized on, I think that's his timeline for all of this. Like, I think here's the decision. Clearly, this is the decision to move on. I think he's saying, I want a defensive coordinator hired in 10 to 12 days. And I do think that this is going to be a Shoddy hire. Like, I think that this will be something that Shoddy gets. This will be his coach, whoever this is that comes in here. It blew up for a number of reasons. He was stubborn. Matt Eberflus was. Early on, the players definitely have a hand in this. Players didn't play like they needed to. They were screwing around with really basic zone coverage concepts. But there's clearly something about the way that he communicates and the way that his staff communicates. Because like Jerry pointed out, this is basically his Chicago staff that was here. But something about the way that he communicates with players and the way that he tries to communicate concepts just does not click. And it was universal. The thing that became kind of a talking point over the last month was like, who's better? One guy on this defense, who's better?
Yeah, that's crazy.
None of them were better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
And your best player was Jadeveon Clowney, arguably. I mean, Quentin Williams and Jadeveon Clowney, who were in-season acquisitions.
Yeah,
we talked about your top, what was it, your top 5 or 6 sack leaders. None of them were on the roster when you got to training camp.
Take Sam Williams, for instance. Like, Sam Williams, that should be a guy who had an opening and an opportunity to be a DN and rush the passer. Nothing. Osa Odigizua.
Good on special teams.
Odigizua felt like a regression.
Yes.
DeRon Bland was an absolute regression.
Yes.
Donovan Wilson,
facts.
Everyone's favorite, whipping boy there in the secondary. The rest of these corners, we all think could be unemployed. Like, not on the Cowboys in terms of being football players. Dante Fowler, regression. When your sit down at the end of the season is, who did you make better? Who had a better season? Because that has to be coaching and development. And the answer is 0. You got to go.
Great points, man. Great points by 105.3 The Fan. If the players that you have regress, and almost every one of them regress, nobody had a great year under Matt Eberflus' defense. Nobody. The entire team regressed. Osa just got a big contract. Did you see any kind of progression with Osa? I'm trying to think what player got better in his defense. Is there one? Not one. I ain't gonna bury him because he's gone now. But I understand, man, he had to go. Now, who is gonna be our defensive coordinator? Now, Jerry, stay out of it. Let this man go get his defensive coordinator. You stay out of it. I know you the GM, but you let this man go find a defensive coordinator. Just like he found Clayton Adams, you let him go find his defensive coordinator. And you stay out of it. I'm hoping it's Brian Flores. I got my fingers crossed for Brian Flores. But just in case, because I don't think they're going to hire Brian Flores, Jim Leonard, Jim Schwartz, Raheem Morris, I'll take him. Any of those top 3 right there, those should be the top 3 defensive coordinators out right now. But Brian Flores, man, if you go get Brian Flores, man, I promise you I'll come on here and dance. I'll dance till we can't dance anymore. We can dance if you want to. I'll dance if we get Brian Flores. For real. This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Plan to bring you guys some great content moving forward. Y'all stay up. Eberflus is gone.